Michael Proctor will kick it off for the Tide. Slight wind at his back as it swirls around, knocks it down to the 4-yard line. This is Harrison Houston. He's a flyer. He is brought down at about the 23-yard line. Coming in to make the play for Alabama was number 40. And he got there in a hurry, Mickey Kahn, who is a cornerback. So here's the Gators' leader, Shane Matthews, veteran. Look at that, 9,000 passing yards with 72 passing touchdowns. The Dr. Pepper starting lineup. Look at Eric Rett. You'll see him all day, number 33. He runs and he catches. He's a very busy man in the Florida scheme of things, and he's got the ball right now. Just a simple power play over right tackle, and he moves the ball to the 30. The people up front for the Florida Gators today must play pretty well in order for them to have a chance. And those two fellows highlighted there, Reggie Green and Jason Odom, they are freshmen. And those freshmen are going to be looking at two of the very best in the business. Show you the Alabama defense in a minute. It is 2nd down and 4. Rhett has it again. They turn him back inside and he won't get it. He'll get just over the 30-yard line before he goes down. It's going to be hard to run outside on the Alabama defense because of Messrs. Copeland and Curry. And outside of them, you're going to find Lemansky Hall and Antonio London. So if the first two don't get you, the second will. In the secondary, Langham and Teague, and again they emphasize exceptional people on the outer defense. 3rd down and 3 for Florida as Shane Matthews on a little delay on his way back to pass hands it off to Eric Rett, and the junior from Pembroke Pines, Florida, takes it for a Gator first down at their own 43.
Nice call by Steve Spurrier, who calls all of the plays. Florida came in as a passing team. The first 3 plays are run. Watch it as he goes inside of Curry, the defensive end. 3 plays, 3 runs to establish some kind of a run game.
Matthews again. This time there's a severe case of headbutting as Michael Rogers met him head up, head on, and took him down. Rhett is a tough guy at 211, but Rogers at 230 handled him. Michael Rogers, 230-pound sophomore, comes from Laverne, Alabama, and will be one of the bell cows for Alabama next year. The Tide making some last-second defensive changes as Florida comes up on 2nd down and 12.
Alabama going to their nickel, expecting a pass.
They get it. Ball is thrown to the outside. Be a gain on the play of about 4 yards as Harrison Houston, the junior from Pensacola, makes the catch. Tommy Johnson, number 10, is the nickelback that came in, and he makes the tackle.
Alabama defense, their base defense is a 3-man line, 4 linebackers. When they go to nickel, they put in an extra defensive lineman, that'll be Nunley. They rush 4, and they have 2 linebackers, and then the extra back, as you mentioned, Johnson, 5 defensive backs, less the nickel name.
It'll be 3rd down and 6. Comes in motion. Matthews goes the other way, gets the pass off. Penalty flag is down. They are short of the first down as Alabama's defensive people come at you in volleys. Willie Jackson is the man that made the catch, but the flag went down a long time ago.
Top of your screen, number 55 on the left side. That's Antonio London. Just did not get back. It still will be 3rd and short for the first down.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
The referee is Ron Gilbert.
It's like a turnover. Stallings, he knew that he was going to get the ball on a punt because he had stopped Florida from the first down.
3rd down and 1 now. The opponents have not had a lot of luck against Alabama on 3rd down conversions in early parts of the ball game this season.
They've had a luck against his defense anywhere.
They try for it up the middle. Rhett dives. He's got it. He's on the Alabama 45-yard line, and he's got a first down.
The center of that offensive line for Florida. They've got a little bit of experience in the center with Crouch and Golden and Watson. Where they are young is at the tackles. Two true freshmen start for Florida at tackles. Green on the left and Odom on the right.
Call it the 46 on the snap. Matthews back, shows the ball, shows pass, gets pursuit, gets his pass off, pass is caught. Matthews goes down, takes a pretty good lick from the pursuit 55 London, but Charlie Dean, the tight end, is downfield on the sidelines for the catch. And it's going to be a Gator first down, so they are moving the football.
Here's the freshman right here. Now watch Curry. He's going to loop inside and put some pressure. These little loops have given problems to the young offensive line for Florida. Matthews shows enough ability to get outside and make a play.
Right, you've got three wides now. Rhett the single back. Matthews to throw it, goes right down the middle with it. The pass is caught by Willie Jackson. He's inside the 20. They mark him at the 15-yard line. First down for the Gators.
That's a great throw, Keith. Actually, they had four wide receivers in the ball game. He's lined up as a tight end. Releases, doesn't get a jam. London does not jam him at all. This is still a tough throw. You see Rogers, 52, almost gets his hands on it. The concentration to catch that ball knowing that the safety was going to hit you. Outstanding play.
Florida center Gant Crouch, danger, went off the field. David Swain is in to snap the ball. Comes in cold off the bench, but he gets it off all right. Pass again, goes to the tight end. It is Dean, and Charlie Dean is out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. And so the Florida Gators come out, they run on the first three snaps. Then they go to the short game with Matthews, and the tight end becomes a prominent receiver, and it's first and goal to go for the Florida Gators.
Alabama has not given up a touchdown in the first quarter all year long, but they have not played Spurrier and the Gators, the best passing team in the conference, they and Georgia.
Matthews is 5 of 5 for 61 yards so far in this opening drive. Alabama has yet to own the football. Rhett taken down for a loss back at the 5. Lemansky Hall, number 11, leading the defensive charge.
Sometimes the best chance to score offensively when you're inside the 5 is on your first crack at it on first down or second, because it gets tougher as you go. Lemansky Hall, number 11, keeps his outside position and makes a great play there.
Second down and goal from the 5. Matthews gives it off to Rhett. Touchdown, Florida.
Take a look at number 80 on the right side. That's Curry, the All-American, going against the freshman. He takes himself out. Good scouting by Florida. A draw play inside of him. And the first touchdown all year in the first quarter against Alabama.
Judd Davis for the point. Shane Edge, the punter, holds. Low snap. Edge got it down. Kick is good. And so Florida gets on the board first. That's called by the official scorer a touchdown pass. It'll go down in my mind the shortest touchdown pass in the history of the game.
That's about a 1.5-yard pass.
We'll have a look at it and see what we can see here in a minute. But right now, let's continue as Alabama has been stung to the Florida Gators in the opening possession with 10:03 to go in the first quarter. The deep people, David Palmer's the man they want to have it. He's number 2. Alabama's got Anderson and Williams back there to help him out. And the man who will kick it is Ryan Rulin. Alabama's special teams pretty good. This guy in particular, very good. They don't want to kick it to him.
They learned from last week.
That's right. Vanover tore him up running the ball back. This one goes down to Craig Harris, who is a fullback, and it'll be around the 28-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Number 80, Curry, runs himself really out of the play. And that's a little flip forward to pass to Rhett. Take a look at it from this view. Watch us. That's a dangerous little handoff there. You spend a lot of time during the week practicing that little handoff.
Derek Lassick opens up as the single back for Alabama. From the 28-yard line, Lassick finds a hole, cuts it back into the middle, and goes to the 35. Pickup of 7 yards on the first carry for him. Looking at the Alabama quarterback, you see that Jay Barker has 6 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's not too good with the long game, but he's pretty good at the short game. The Dr. Pepper starting lineup for Alabama. Derek Lassick is the primary running back for the Tide, though Sherman Williams has played more and more, Ian Anderson, as the season's gone along. 2nd down and 3 now for Alabama. Penalty flags down. Contact was made along the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. Man in the white hat is Ron Gilbert, the referee. There are the rest of the gentlemen working with him today, all SEC, obviously, since this is the championship game, the inaugural one for the SEC conference.
No contact, no ball.
They said no contact to pick up the flag. So there's no play. It's 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, but you're offside. I don't agree with that. The defensive man was in the neutral zone when the ball was snapped.
Lassick has the ball again, spins for his first down. So both teams open up running and both teams open up moving the ball. The offensive front for Alabama features Toby Shields at center, and he is, in the minds of some of the Florida coaches, one of the best in the game.
Zook thinks he's the best they play against all year. Ron Zook, the defensive coordinator for the Gators.
Florida leading 7-0 off the opening possession. This is Lassick again. Defensive flow is quite good this time for the Gators. That snap took place just outside the 43, and he's taken down at the 46. The defensive unit for Florida, Carter, Gunner, McMillan, Church, the 4 down people. The backers, Carlton Miles, number 31, is a very active player, plays all over the field. And the defensive secondary, there have been times when they've been very good, and there have been times when they've been not so good. 2nd down and 7. This is Houston, Martin Houston, the Alabama fullback, 235-pound senior, is very close to a first down.
Alabama offensively is not flashy. They just want to run the ball, control the ball, do not have any turnovers, and let their defense get on the field.
They could steady their ship, however, if they can answer with a touchdown right here, because the Gators very precisely moved down the field to score.
It's the first time that Alabama has been behind in the first half all year.
2 fullbacks in this alignment. And on 3rd and short, they just hammer the ball straight ahead, and Martin Houston gets his first down at the Florida 45. And for the first time today, let's hear from Jack Aruth.
Well, Keith, that shovel pass for a touchdown was not unexpected by the defensive coordinators for Alabama. In fact, when the defensive line came off, the first thing the defensive coach, Mike DuBose, counseled them about is we practice that in practice. He said you can't let the emotions of the game get to you. You've got to be prepared for that type of an option.
Parent Lynch joins Lassick behind the line of scrimmage. Barker's first pass of the day is caught. David Palmer went up and whipped the DB. Palmer at 5'9", 170, just went up and claimed it.
David Palmer, number 2. If there is one weakness on this Alabama team, on the entire team, it is their passing game with David Palmer. The ball was a little bit late and behind him, but Palmer came up with the play.
Right in front of Larry Kennedy. It's first down for the Tide at the Gators' 29-yard line. Lassick is back in the game and has the ball and goes to the 20. 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Now Alabama close enough to be called a threat. 7-0 the Gators on the opening kickoff. Marched it right on down and stuck at the end zone. Alabama trying to answer the inaugural SEC championship game. First year of divisional play. The winner goes to the Sugar Bowl. Dabo Swinney checks in along with Donnie Finkley for the Tide. Lassick looking around for daylight, finds some, runs over Kennedy. He stuck his shoulder into Larry Kennedy and rolled him down. Be seen tomorrow on ABC Sports. So we've got a full day for you. This is Lassick. He hammers his way to the 5-yard line. Lassick has carried the ball 7 yards, 8 yards, 3 yards, 8 yards, 8 yards, and 7 yards. That's pretty good average.
Darn good average. One of the reasons is he got a fullback that can block. Watch as he's going to get the linebacker. That's Robinson, 41. The offensive line does their job. This is a great blocking offensive line that Alabama has.
2nd down and 3 from the Gator 5. Here goes Lassick. Touchdown. The Tide is answered.
Take a look at the white shirts. Shields at the center gets a great block. Houston again gets a block, number 35 on the linebacker. That was awful easy if you're an Alabama fan.
Michael Proctor for the point. Jeff Wall holds. The kick is good. With 5:07 to go in the first quarter, it's a 7-7 ball game. There's a story on Alabama's scoring drive. As you look at that, let me give you an idea of what this game is like. Florida went 77 yards in 11 plays for their touchdown. So it's very nearly identical scoring drives for each team. And we're even at 7. Harrison, Houston, and Jack Jackson. Deep for Florida. Michael Proctor to kick it off. Michael Proctor is a freshman. He's from Pelham, Alabama. Got it up pretty high. Wind doesn't help him much there. The catch is made by Houston up on the 16-yard line. And Houston gets it out close to the 30. Trailing Pittsburgh by 2 games. They need to win.
Swain, the new center, is in for Crouch. Crouch, unfortunately for Gator fans, out with a knee problem.
Matthews is 6 for 6, 66 yards and a touchdown. Handling the ball is Eric Rett, and the Alabama defense jumps him after a yard or so, maybe 2.
That injury to the offensive center for the Gators is going to cause further problems. They were a young offensive line coming in. Now they have 5 starters, and only 1 is older than a sophomore.
Doesn't the center call the blocking for Steve?
Center calls all the blocking assignments.
2nd down and 9 for Florida. Matthews, little quick pop. Caught by Jackson, Willie Jackson. And he's got his first down. Derek Oden just could not get enough of him to hold him from the marker, and he wiggled his way past him.
This is exactly what you want to do, though. If you have a young offensive line and an aggressive defensive line, a little slant is 3 steps, throw it quick. Don't be putting a lot of pressure on your offensive line. 2 freshmen, 2 true freshmen, and 2 sophomores in that offensive line for the Gators.
I sat a lot this week and doodled away at the Alabama defense trying to figure out how one would best attack it. And I don't know that much about the game of football, except I kept coming up with that kind of stuff. The kind of thing that Miami runs, for example.
So far, Spurrier's had the answer. He got a little running game established early. That helps.
On first down, they go back to the run, and not much. Middle of the Alabama defense now, reacting a little bit better to Eric Rhett. And that time it was Derek Oden, who is a senior from Tuscaloosa.
Here's what we're talking about right here. Alabama leads the nation in every major defensive category. Simply the best defense in the nation.
Ball rests at the 41-yard line at 2nd down and 8. Kevin Randolph is in the backfield now for the Gators. Keller, tight end, goes in motion. Matthews back, pressure's coming, dumps it over the middle, got his man open, Randolph, and gets a first down. He takes it across midfield and all the way down to the Alabama 42-yard line.
Take a look at the pass protection. 74 in blue is one of the true freshmen. That's Odom against London. Not a bad job. Here's the other freshman, 78. Little twist there. Picks it up pretty nicely. Nice job of pass protection.
Shane Matthews on the season now, 3,012 yards. He's the first SEC quarterback to throw for 3,000 twice. Ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. That time John Copeland got up there in front of it and slapped it away. I would imagine Messrs. Copeland and Curry will find a way before this day's done.
Well, they're both seniors.
55
London knocked it down, but both Copeland 94 and Curry 80 are both seniors, and they know they're playing against true freshmen. Combined, those two defensive ends have 40 career sacks.
Malone is in now for the Gators. It is 2nd down and 10. Matthews hands that ball away to the running back, and just about the time the ball got there, Copeland got there.
Watch the center. They're asking the center to block back. Number 52 had no chance. He tried to shake hands with him. That's the substitute center, the backup. That's Swain. When you've got a lineman as quick as Copeland, you can't reach that far and ask the center to do that block.
Florida's offense so far, 2 yards running, 94 yards passing, 7-7 tie, 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And for the Gators, 3rd down and about 13. Passes away for the tight end Keller. Double coverage on him this time. Passes incomplete. And it brings up a 4th down. As the game wears on, adjustments being made, it begins to change a little.
And Spurrier knows, and he's got to convey it to his guys, that punting is not bad. Just don't turn it over.
Yep. Shane Edge, outstanding punter, averaging 41 yards per kick. David Palmer waits for it. All over him, forced him away from it. Tackling. Alabama gets the football at the Florida 42. There were white shirts everywhere.
As you mentioned, there are going to be white shirts everywhere. From the right side, 13 is Teague. He would have got it. 10 is Johnson. He's the other defensive back that's in there. This was a true punt. He had nobody to look for to throw the football.
2:05 to go first quarter. That's a successful program.
Go back to the punt. Watch these two guys on the outside. You have to get a bigger piece of them. You just can't stick your arm out there with speed like that on the corner. He had no chance. Special team, first break, Alabama.
Todd worked on it a lot last couple of weeks. They thought it might prove to be the big thing, and it may very well. Palmer's in there as a wide man with Lassick getting the handoff, and he will pick up about 2 yards on the carry. But David Palmer is on the field right now, and he had stepped up out of the backfield into a slot position. Minute 45 to go in the first quarter, a 7-7 tie. Alabama, though, with the special teams play against the punt, put themselves in position here perhaps to untie it. There goes Palmer in motion again. Give it to Palmer, coming back the other way, no chance. The Gators were all over it.
The blitz, you can't run a reverse on a blitz.
Nope.
Quarterback needs to get him out of this play.
Let it go, but like Bob said, you can't run a draw play into a blitz, and you can't run a reverse with a blitz. At the conclusion of today's game, Chevrolet Most Valuable Player chosen for each team. 22nd year, the Chevrolet Scholarship Program has been donating $1,000 to the school scholarship program. General scholarship program. Back goes Parker. Got a problem. Can't throw it now. He's going to have somebody downfield, but he lets it go anyway to Prince Windley, number 32. And you've got penalty flags on the field. So you run around that long, your linemen are going to go on downfield.
Yep. It was a nice job by Barker to keep something alive.
Either that or you're going to get holding, one or the other.
Illegal forward pass. Passer was beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well, that too.
Lost it on. Fourth down.
I saw a lineman downfield, and Barker was across the line, and a bunch of things.
So the Tide doesn't do anything with the break they made for themselves. They fritter away a pretty good opportunity, and now they've got to punt it. And so all of a sudden, what appeared to be momentum for the Tide goes maybe momentum Gators. This is Monty Duncan, number 81 back there. Ryan Deal's punt. High hanger. Out of bounds. He kicked it away from him, didn't want him running the ball back, but he didn't get the ball as deep as he wanted, and they have marked him out of bounds at about the 17. With 17 seconds to go in the first quarter, winds up only a 27-yard punt. You know, a punter like that, winded his back a little bit, hits it that, he comes off the sideline, and all the stairs are stony straight ahead.
Well, it's really tough to try and kick something inside the 20 with the wind behind you.
It is. It certainly is. That old end-over-end thing is probably the best weapon.
Yeah.
Eric Rhett and Kevin Randolph line up in the eye. They're double wide, bottom of the picture. And Matthews wants to throw. Now does throw. Ball is caught by number 30 out of the backfield. Kelvin Randolph picks up about 8 or 9 yards. The Alabama defensive people are not penetrating on a regular basis, are they? The young people up front for Florida doing a pretty good job so far. But after one period of play in the first SEC title game, it's all even at 7. The Florida Gators on the football now. 2nd down and 2. It is at their own 26-yard line. Eric Rhett is the deep back. He has the ball. He finds daylight and gets his first down. So it's at the 33. The Gators have it first down. They are all even at 7 with Alabama. The Tide had the ball down on the 4-42 a while ago, if you just checked with us, and they couldn't do anything with it. The winner here goes to the Sugar Bowl. There are all kinds of stories tied to that. As the day wears on, we'll tell you more about it. Right now, it's Rhett to the 35.
Each team had the ball 2 times, 2 possessions in the first quarter. Look at the rushing yards. Florida with a -10, but 103 yards passing in the first quarter. The thing that the turnovers don't show you is that Florida had a punt blocked, or the equivalent thereof, and Alabama had good field position out of it.
And the Florida touchdown goes to Shane Matthews for his 73rd touchdown pass. He gets that ball back to Eric Rhett. Looked like the lineman stepped back and on his foot. Yep, tripped him, but he's still. See, there's your senior. That's a senior. he's able to make some to keep the play from being a total disaster.
One of the linemen stepped on his foot and wouldn't let him get out of behind the center. The Gators are playing their strength, Keith. They got Matthews and Rhett. Rhett's a junior. He led the conference in rushing last year, and he's caught 103 career passes. They're going with Matthews and Rhett.
They've got 4 wideouts on the field. One Matthews out of there, but he can't get loose. John Copeland got him. And they will punt. I was going to say about Shane Matthews' 73rd touchdown pass, traveled about 20 inches. Maybe.
About 1.5 feet.
If he gets another one today or later, will tie Dan Marino, incidentally, at 74 in his career. Shane Edge is back. Last time it wasn't pretty for Shane. Let's see what happens here. Well, they're tied now, pull off here. They've only got 8 people up there right now. There's a good snap. Kick is out of there. Fair catch called. Penalty flag goes down. Gators crowded him. Pete Archie, number 6, got too close to him. We got to give him 2 yards. It'll go as a 30-yard punt and then be reduced in size as a result of the penalty. We're in the second quarter of play. 7-7 time.
For a fair catch. Violation of 2-yard belt. Kicking team. First down 10. Galway.
And time taken right here. 12:21 to go in the first half. 7-7 tie. Alabama's football. First down after that penalty at their own 38-yard line. David Palmer goes in motion. Ball is handed to Derek Lassick. That's a first down for Alabama. Ben Hanks brought him down.
The difference right now, Keith, is the fact that the offensive line for Alabama is all coming back. Take a look at Miles, number 31. That's the fullback again. That's Houston. And Houston's got about 4 or 5 key blocks already in this ball game.
Lassick has carried the ball 9 times and picked up 59 yards and a touchdown, and here he goes again, cutting it back into the middle from the 49 over to about the Florida 48. Johnny Church on the tackle. He's a freshman for the Gators out of Fort Myers.
You like to talk about the big uglies. The defensive line for the Gators, 6 of the top 7 from last year are not back. 2 were injured, 2 graduated, 1 was academically ineligible, and 1 left for the NFL. As you take a look at Ron Zook, the one that left for the NFL was drafted in the 2nd round. Defense in Florida has been outstanding the last 5 years, but not this year.
2nd down and 7. This is Palmer trying to get around the corner, and he can't do it. They were all over him. They were looking for him from the get-go. Carlton Miles, the linebacker, just locked on him, almost did a spy roll and ran him down.
Well, when you blitz, when you don't have the people up front, on the front 3 or 4, like Zook does not have, you have to blitz to make some things happen. And the 2 times he has blitzed today have been very successful. Lost yardage.
Well, each time they've been trying to run Palmer.
Yep,
reverse.
That's right. Maybe they know something.
I wonder. This is Chris Anderson. And Chris Anderson makes something big out of it all the way down to the Gator 46. They've got to go to the 41 for the first down, so they have come up considerably short here.
That play tells you the philosophy of Gene Stallings also. Yep. 3rd and long is not our strength. Don't make a mistake.
So they try it. They come up 5 yards short. And here's the punter deal with Duncan back there. And Deal gets a little better one this time, but it's run down by the Florida Gator Duncan. But he's never able to turn his shoulders upfield at all. They just ride him straight out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. 10:01 to go in the first half of play. You can see that Mr. Spurrier's done quite well in his 3 years against Alabama. They won the year before Steve came there. One tick more than 10 minutes to go in the first half as Florida takes it first down at their own 10-yard line. This ball is handed off to Randolph. Randolph is wrestled down just about the line of scrimmage. To go with Willie Jackson, number 22. And the ball off. They became consumed by getting pressure on Matthews, and Eric Rhett got loose.
So similar to the play they scored on when Rhett ran the little draw. Take a look at Curry up here again. He's going to be upfield. Both ends, in fact, are upfield, and the little draw play is going to go inside. These guys, the ends, are taking them out of the run defense. They're playing pass only. Good block downfield by the wide receiver.
And it's first down for the Gators, just short of the 30. That pass is incomplete. Intended for Willie Jackson. And Shane Matthews has now gone to 9,121 yards in 31 games. He passes Tommy Hodson to become the all-timer in the SEC.
And it's only fitting that you had a shot of Spurrier, because Spurrier has been the brains behind the athleticism of Shane Matthews.
The football is resting at the 28-yard line, second down and 10. 7-7 tie. Matthews pops it away quickly. And the tight end takes a wallop as he goes down in the arms of Tommy Johnson. Greg Keller held on to make it a completed pass.
Keller missed all of last year with an injury. He is the tight end. They don't throw to their tight ends a lot, but you got to throw to them some to keep the defense honest.
8.5 minutes to go in the first half, a 7-7 tie. Third down and 3 for the Gators. Rhett the single back. He's got it. Pressure coming, they got him. They buried him. There were people back there to slow him down. Sam Shade, the strong safety, turned him in, and Copeland just belted it.
Too much speed, just too much speed. And experience on the Alabama side, and not enough experience in the offensive line for Florida.
Fourth and 3. They're a man short. Let's get 11.
Florida's got to realize that this offensive series really wasn't bad. We didn't turn it over. Punting is not a bad situation.
They got it out of deep in their own territory.
Right. Patience.
Palmer back there, takes it up to 24. Across the 40, 42, probably got a face mask coming.
Yep.
That'll add 15, because that was a pretty good tug.
You could hear the level of expectation, the noise pick up when Palmer got the ball on this punt return. He's returned 5 punts for touchdowns. As you see right there is the face mask. 5 returns for touchdowns for Palmer in 2 years at Alabama.
It's a big one. It goes for 15 yards. 7:21 to play in the first half. For a second time in the ball game, Alabama will start a possession on the Florida 42. Last time they went backwards. 7-7 tie.
The best thing Alabama does offensively in the SEC is not turn the ball over. They are best at holding on to the ball.
Palmer's out there as a wideout. Vlasic is a single back. Marcus passed to Palmer, got it. But in the process of finally getting a handle on it, he was not able to move it upfield, though he did make something on it.
Caught him in a blitz. Barker saw the blitz and checked off to a little quick out. Now, they like to get the ball to their receivers. They have some great speed outside. As Palmer, watch the linebackers. Blitzing. Barker read it this time, and he got the ball outside one-on-one.
If the ball had been a little lower and David didn't have to have so much trouble to get a hold of it, he might have made something pretty good size out of that. Yep. This is Lassick carrying it on 2nd down and short. And it does not appear that he has made his first down. Tarrant Lynch joins Martin Houston in the backfield, going for the first down, and I don't know if Houston got it. The Gators hunkered down and played it tough. Marquette Oliver, number 8, in particular, had a hit on the play. Now they may have to belly up here and try it on 4th down.
Top left, the blue jersey. That's Oliver, is going to come around. Pretty good line charge, but got stuck down there at the end, and Oliver got around.
Go to a full house, and on 3rd down, Anderson trying for the first down, and he did not make it. So I don't think he made it. Look out for this penalty flag. Man's dropped a penalty flag. He's just picked it up.
It was 4th down, Keith.
It's 4th down, yeah. Did I? I'm sorry. 4th down.
Yeah.
Let's see about the flag. Yep. It's going to be against Florida. I think they had, I don't know. Let's see. Might have been too many players on the field. There was some confusion around the play. But whatever, the Gators have made a mistake here, and they held them on 4th down.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 12th man did not get off the field. Did not participate.
And now that brings a very pained expression to Steve Spurrier's face.
Well, you know, talking with him yesterday, he said we can't help them score. We can't give them easy plays. This is a turnover right here.
Yep.
They had them stopped. It would have been offense for Florida.
Instead, it is 1st down, Alabama. The ball at the Gator 28-yard line with 5 minutes and 29 seconds to play in the first half of a 7-7 tie. Palmer goes in motion.
Here they come.
And they got him. They ran Lassick right into a blitz. Mark Campbell, 67.
Here are the linebackers, right? Here's one. Here's another one out here. In addition to the 4 defensive linemen coming, the linebackers come, messes up the blocking assignments. And when Ron Zook, the defensive coordinator, has blitzed, good things have happened for Florida, but you just can't do it every time.
2nd down and 12. Pass to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Curtis Brown.
Well, they don't ask Jay Barker very often to throw the ball. Just a great play. Hatch, number 18, misses it. Big play for Alabama through the air.
Proctor for the point. Good. So an illegal substitution penalty after they had stopped it gives Alabama another chance, and they score it to take the lead. The Alabama scoring drive numbers with Brown making a terrific catch in the end zone.
Take a look at the quarterback now. Watch the safety, number 2 at the top. Barker looks to the right. The safety moves to the right. Moves to the right, looks right. Now he throws back to the left. That's the free safety. He's supposed to get some help. Brown ran a nice route. Take a look at it from ground level. Looking away. They know what they're doing. Will White, 5th-year senior, in the middle of the field for the Gators.
And Alabama takes the lead on that play, 14-7, with 4:49 to play in the first half. Proctor hits it. Houston and Jack Jackson waiting. It's Houston. Pretty good blocking by Florida to move the football up across the 25-yard line. And Tommy Johnson, who is the nickelback, finally ran him down. That's a penalty against Alabama, offside on the kickoff.
The return on the play by Houston was 19 yards.
Gene Stallings. I got up this morning and put on a nice warm lamb's wool sweater about that color and decided I'd better not wear it because I might have to go back to Gainesville.
Stallings, his 36th year in coaching. This year, he's been 10 of those has been as a head coach. His 3rd year as a head coach at Alabama. He was also at Texas A&M for
Alabama
7 years.
5 yards outside on the kickoff and will kick again from the 30.
So while Gene Stallings is dapper in coat and tie, Steve more contemporary perhaps in the sweatsuit.
It's his 9th year as a head coach. He was 3 years here at Florida. He was 3 at Duke, and then he was 3 years a head coach of the Tampa Bay Bandits, the USFL.
Florida wants him to kick it over. So they will come back and do it from the 30. That will move Jack Jackson and Harrison Houston. They should come up to about the 10, maybe even the 15. Because the ball does not seem to be carrying. It's about a 13 to 15 mile an hour wind. And I think that it whirls around inside this big bowl, and it just simply doesn't look like it carries very far. So now from the 30. The 17-yard line for Houston. Tries to pop it through and can't quite do it, but he'll have about an 18-yard return out to the 35-yard line. Florida gains 7 yards on the re-kick. And from the 35, first down, Matthews fakes it, keeps it, throws it. Solid hit over on that side of the field. The pass was caught by Houston. And Tommy Johnson, that number 10, the nickelback, he's made some cracking good hits today.
Number 10, Johnson, you've seen him a little bit. Take a look at it from the reverse angle. It's going to be coming right at you. Johnson, number 10, can't even get on the field normally. He is the 3rd cornerback for Alabama. He is playing behind 2 all-conference corners who lead the league in interceptions, Langham and Teague.
Rhett is the single back. Ball is slapped down, and number 55, Antonio London, just planted Shane Matthews.
The man in the white closest to you is London, 55. Nobody blocks him. It's a young offensive line, as we mentioned. Mistake there.
Can't take too many licks like that.
No.
3rd down and 6. Got Matthews on the run. Pass is away and incomplete. Houston was the only man that had a chance at it. The pursuit was number 73, Jeremy Nunley, 260-pounder out of Winchester, Tennessee, and he was really pounded.
And there was nobody open downfield. Alabama playing tight man-to-man coverage and rushing Matthews. Nobody to throw to.
And at 3:42 to go in the first half, Palmer goes back for Bama, and Shane Edge for the Gators. That's a pretty good kick. Palmer goes back to his 15, coming around, looking for the block. Got one, needed one more. Comes back to the 18-yard line, and there Alabama will go to work. That's a fine punt by Shane Edge of 44 yards and only a 3-yard return. So far today, Florida has not let themselves get bunched into the middle of the field. They did that against Florida State last week and got burned. So put Chris Anderson in the backfield now for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Give the ball to the fullback, Houston. Move him out to about the 24-yard line.
Let's go ahead and run this. Let's go back, let you play a quarterback for Florida. Go ahead and start the play. Look downfield to the receivers now. See if you see anybody else. Now he wants to throw. Stop it right there. There ain't nobody open. You see all the receivers are covered. Now, that's all you need to know, that when he was ready to throw, nobody was open.
Anderson, the single back, 2nd down and 4.
There's the flag.
I think that may well go on Bama. That Alabama man may have bobbed up and down a bit.
False start offense. Fault before the snap. False start. Offense. Tight end move. Repeat 2nd down.
It's a tight end busting.
Closest to us right there. Just can't get back. Just forgot the snap count. You know, how does that happen? Now, you're thinking about your blocking assignment when you go up to the line of scrimmage, and the tackle makes a call that changes your blocking assignment, and all of a sudden you say, geez, what was the snap count?
Well, Alabama's gotten a little careless. They made some careless mistakes here in the last couple of possessions. They lead in the ball game 14-7. There's a little shovel pass. It goes to Anderson, but he can't do much with it. Picks up about 2 yards. So they'll be looking now at 3rd down and about 6.
Number 60, Henry McMillan, and number 57, Kevin Carter. 2-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 7 at the Alabama 21.
The game was advertised as a sellout. Some numbers there having to do with Gene Stallings, who played for Paul Bryant out at A&M.
Right.
In fact, I think it's Gene that had that comment, wasn't it? That we went out to Junction City on 2 buses. We came back on 1, and it wasn't full. Tough running inside. Barker is a 209-pounder, so he's 6'3". He's not a gimme.
Patterson, the right tackle. So look at that Gator defense. They play an 8-man front. Miles, number 31, on a little blitz. That's what causes the confusion.
And Gunter ran right by the play. If he doesn't run by it, he was in position to make a big play. But here comes Patterson off the field now. They are not deep. Alabama is not deep in the offensive line.
They have 6 guys that can play, but they're a lot deeper, a lot stronger than Florida in their offensive line.
So they're now looking at 4th down and 2, and they're not going to mess with it. They're going to get it out of there as Brian Deal comes into the ball game. Gene is having a spirited conversation. One of the officials. He's got cotton in his ears, Gene. He can't hear you.
You know, that only the line judge and the side judge is over there near the coaches. They're the only ones that wear the cotton.
That's a good punt, too. For both punters. This is Duncan. Well, that's a little bit like a tree falling on you when you get 5 of those guys jumping your bones, but it's a 51-yard punt. He did return it 5 yards for a net of 46, a 14-7 Alabama lead at 1:27 to go in the first half.
A 5-yard return.
This is a look at Alabama defensively this year. Only 57 yards per game rushing. That's just a little bit over 1 yard per rush. And here's what Florida has done today. -4 yards rushing.
Got the single back. Eric is a very good receiver. Stop him. I don't know why. There was time left on the 25-second clock, so let's wait and see what Ron Gilbert tells us. The gentleman who was born on the shores of Lake Superior. It's a movement call against Florida.
Ball before the snap. False start. Illegal movement. Offense. Still first down.
T. Dean there. That's Tommy Dean. He's going to be, at least he seems to be, the quarterback heir apparent for this Florida team. Terry Dean, not Tommy, Terry. Sophomore out of Naples. John Copeland. His colleague Eric Curry was also there.
Copeland and Curry, we mentioned both of the All-American defensive ends, and one of the problems the Gators are having, their center, Grant Crouch, is out of the game. Their starting center with an injury.
Matthews, 12 of 17, 132 yards. This is Rhett. Big play. Big run. But still not a first down because of the penalty and the loss. They had a long way to go. It's 3rd and 20. He got 15 of it, so they need 5. Same man. But not enough.
That draw play, they must have run that draw play or something similar 10 times in the first half, a little shovel pass. Because of the ends coming upfield on their pass rush, the lanes are inside.
All of Alabama's defensive strength rests on the outside of their defensive alignment. 14 seconds to go. 4th and 2 with 14 seconds to play in the first half. Is this a trick play time?
Well, no, it's not a trick play time, but it's a great time to try and block a punt.
They got 10 up there. Number 10 got pretty close to it. That's Johnson. Palmer. The juke got him by the first 2, but there were too many blue shirts on the way downfield. A 38-yard punt, a 10-yard return. You've got 2 seconds to play.
Yeah, Palmer was by himself on that one because they were trying to block it, and they had no return set up at all.
So Alabama will get 1 snap from their own 36-yard line. Obviously, Palmer is wide. Barker lets it go. Palmer's down the middle, tackled at the 35-yard line of Florida. The half is over. And halfway through it, Alabama 14 and Florida 7. The Gators made a mistake, gave Alabama a first down, and on the very next play, they threw it into the end zone. Brown made a great catch from Barker, and that's the difference in the ball game. Birmingham, Alabama, side of the inaugural Southeastern Conference Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper on ABC Sports College Football. It is 14-7 Alabama. We're ready to go with the second half as David Palmer will wait back there in the middle. Back with him will be Chris Anderson and Sherman Williams, and Ryan Ruland will kick it off for the Florida Gators. Don't want to kick it to Palmer. Kick it short. It is covered at the 32-yard line by Jeff Fauci, an Alabama linebacker. Here are the halfway numbers.
Plays in favor of Florida, 35-26. Look down the rushing yardage, 79 for Alabama. Pretty good balance, 88 yards passing, but Florida only 9 yards rushing. Turnovers about the same. Possessions for Alabama, they got the ball a couple of times in Florida's territory. Barker is 5 of 5. Lassick leads the rushers.
Here's the first snap of the second half. Give it to Derek Lassick. Penalty flag goes down as Lassick wiggles in behind the right guard and picks up about 2 yards. David Palmer, I think, might have been moving up the field. And so that's the call against the Tide. They start with a 5-yard mistake, and the coach is getting cranky. That is the 5th penalty on Alabama.
Take a look at this graphic, Keith. This is the only quarter that Alabama has been outscored in all year.
They declined the penalty. They only gained a yard. So on 2nd and 9, they throw the ball quickly outside to Kevin Lee. First time that Lee has seen the ball today. He made the catch and picked up a short gain on the play. And they'll be looking third and about 5.
And Lee is the sprinter. He is a 4.2 40-yard dash man, and he has outstanding speed.
He comes out, however, along with Curtis Brown, the man who caught the touchdown pass from Barker. Put Derek Lassick behind Barker in a single back, put David Palmer back into the ball game. Now you basically have what amounts to a no-back set, and Barker hums one. Throws it behind Palmer. David had no real chance to make the catch. Larry Kennedy was over there defending, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Little off target. They were blitzing again, and if the ball is on the money, Palmer could do something with it. Watch as he's going to have to turn to the inside of the field, a little high, a little inside, and with Kennedy's attack, he dropped the football.
4th kick of the day coming up for punter Brian Beal. His last one was a 51-yarder. Monty Duncan will go back deep for the Gators. No pressure. Didn't get it to turn. Duncan comes up on the move, takes it at the 30. Hops out of there, gets to the 40, and returns to the 43. That's a good workmanlike return by Monty Duncan. 33-yard punt, but a 14-yard return.
Good field position for Florida. They haven't had real good field position. First possession of the game, they scored. The next 5 times they had it, they punted. That one on downs, really. He tried to punt, and it was a mishandled. Matthews is 12 of 17. He's carried him along with Rhett. Rhett, with 14 rushes, has been the leading rusher.
This is Florida's best starting possession position. Quick over there for the screen to Willie Jackson. And sliding under him and forcing him out of bounds is Antonio Langham for Alabama. Just starting the second half of play with the Crimson Tide leading Florida 14-7.
Steve will give the play to one of the players on the sideline, and they will wag the plays into the quarterback. Steve used to do it himself.
Danny Werfel, one of the backup quarterbacks, is the man that signals it in. Matthews back. Good protection. Nobody open, so he pulls it down and moves close to his first down. About a yard short as Jeremy Nunley, number 73, makes the tackle. Now let's check in with Jack Arute.
Well, Keith, Coach Steve Spurrier told his Gators that they had just as much of a turnover when they had that problem that resulted in the 7 points by Alabama in the first half. I asked him if he was going to change his game plan in this half. He said they're going to try and go longer with some of their passes than they did in the first half. Look for that.
Thank you, Jack. Lemansky Hall comes off the field. Looks like an ankle problem. He's a valuable man.
He is their leading tackler, Keith. He has had an outstanding year.
He's out for the time being. Gators dive into the middle of the stack, trying for their first down, and it just simply depends on the mark.
I don't think he got it. I don't think he moved. I may have lost some yardage.
Number 94, John Copeland, and number 55, Antonio Martin.
Alabama's called a timeout. With 12:33 to play in the third quarter.
Let's go back. These two players right here are trying to get the attention of one of the officials to call timeout before that last third down play. And finally, he gets it. It is still third down.
Third down and a short 2. They will try the pass this time. Get it away, and the pass is complete, and that's a very good play by Matthews. Eric Curry was looking at him in his sights, And the pass is caught by Charlie Dean and the first down.
Well, Shane Matthews makes the play, and third and short. They had just run a quarterback sneak, play action pass. He's going to have the tight end come across the field. And if you want somebody to go against the best defense in the nation, try a fifth-year senior who has led the conference in passing the last 3 years. Curry, number 80, is going to be right in his face. Two-time player of the year in the conference.
On first down, they run it with Eric Rett. And Rett will go down after a couple of yards. Antonio Langham making the tackle. They're working on Lemansky Hall, Jack, and you update us on Hall. Go ahead, Jack.
Well, Keith, let me update you on Lemansky Hall. Right behind us, they're working. They wouldn't let us get very close to him. He has sprained his right ankle. I asked the doctors if they were going to let him go back in and play. They said they won't know. They're going to keep him out for a few series.
Second down and 8 for Florida. The ball is on the Alabama side of the field now, starting the second half. Curry getting some heat. And down he goes. Pursuit is 55. Antonio London, who got his hands on him. And Jerry Nunley was right there in case he missed him. Big old Jeremy's been running around hard all day. He hasn't quite caught up yet.
He doesn't normally play on base defense. He plays when they come in on the pass. You'll see him from the left, number 73, a little twist, a little game. Now, if you're wondering why Matthews doesn't throw it away, there's nobody over there to throw it to. The play was designed to go to the left, and he rolled out to the right. He couldn't throw it away.
And so bring it back, way back, make it third down and 21 for Florida.
That's a drive ender right there.
Yep. Here's that little flip. Goes to the running back, and he takes off up the middle. And once again, there's a good gain on the play, but they had so much to pick up. They just simply couldn't get all of that. But the drive is stopped.
Same play they scored on.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that develops just in practice from just fooling around, just throwing the ball around.
Palmer still waiting to break something big for Alabama. Shane Edge is back. Oh, that's all of it. That's all of it. Edge knocks it deep. 48 yards, well into the end zone. 10:47 to go, third quarter. 14-7, Alabama leads Florida. The Crimson Tide in white. They are the visiting team in this game. Florida the home team. Ball is on the 20 after the kick into the end zone. Palmer's the man in motion. Pitch it back to Lassick. And he's got a yard. Tried to get a little misdirection. He started right, went back left, and Ellis Johnson, having none of it, took him down. All right, here comes number 37, Kevin Lee, back into the ball game along with Brown. Lee, as Bob pointed out a minute ago, the sprinter, the fast man, but has only seen the ball once.
They use their wide receivers to shuttle the plays in and out.
Split backs, give it to the big man, Houston. And he's up to the 25.
One of the ways that they're trying to stop this running game is by blitzing their linebackers, and they've done a pretty nice job of it. Only 79 yards coming into the second half. Alabama averages 216 yards per game on the ground.
But Alabama leads 14-7. Mistakes. The old Wallace-Wade line. Nobody ever wins a football game. Somebody loses it. Back goes Barker. Heats on. Runs away from it. No, can't get away from it. Johnny Church ate him up.
Don Zook may decide to continue the blitz on every down because it's been working. Outside here, watch the linebackers. All these guys are going to be coming. There's an 8-man front anyway. Pressure defense. And Barker is sacked.
And Alabama's punting. With Deal back in. And Duncan deep. Low, spins, pretty good kick. Duncan has a little room. Runs out of it. About a 3-yard return, 47-yard punt. Matthew Pine, the first man to him. From the 37 now. Let's see what happens with Rhett, the single back, double wide, top of the screen. The tight end is down to the bottom. Matthews throws to the right. Antonio Langham sensed that play coming. Number 43 came up, had a look, and then drifted back.
It's more confusing than that, but you just need to know it's based on the AP poll.
Eric Rhett with a good run. Very good blocking on the corner by Florida to get Rhett around the corner, and he picks up a first down and then some, putting the ball over at the Alabama 46-yard line.
Yeah, and regardless, the winner of this game will go to the Sugar Bowl. That is one thing we can certainly tell you.
Jack Jackson, bottom of the picture. Willie Jackson, top. Matthews back, looks at Willie, lets it go, got him. So the junior from Gainesville makes the catch, and it's a first down for Florida, and the Gators have a threat going. Chris Donnelly made the tackle for Alabama.
Well, that's a great throw. He's right here. He's going to come down, and he's going to be in between these two defensive backs into the short side of the field. The wide guy stops, and Matthews just throws it in between the other two. This is mindful of the first drive of the ball game. Florida hasn't moved this well since.
First down, 26-yard line. Pressure coming backside, pass is lowered away. 55, London was coming from the weak side, and perhaps Matthews sensed him and let it go and missed his man.
It's a good point, Keith. He's going to be chasing. London is going to be chasing him, but a fifth-year senior has thrown a lot of passes. Throws this one away as much as anything else because he knew there was two DBs out there right in position to possibly intercept if he'd thrown it to the receiver.
Mark it on the 27. I think I said 26. Clearly on the 27 now that we get a view of it. Changing the play. Same guy, London, coming. Matthews gets it away, and it is incomplete. Matthews is down hard. Trey Everett, the intended receiver.
Again, we talked about this young offensive line. There's freshmen everywhere, right tackle and left. It's amazing that he gets this ball off.
That was considerate of London, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
He could have whacked him one, but he didn't. Third and 10 for the Gators.
There's a blitz.
Got him. George Teague.
When they're lined up four across and not very deep, you better watch out. Here's Teague right here. Watch him come in. Nobody's near him, unblocked. Matthews sees him coming late.
Field goal try coming. It is prodigious. 51 yards by Judd Davis. Short. Had it pretty much on track, but it's a good 5, 6, 7 yards short. Score remains 14-7 Alabama, 6:47 to go, third quarter. Antonio London got up, trotted off the field on his own. When you have had 4 blocked field goals in your career, you probably get a little hungry.
Yeah, and he was trying to block another one. He was way up in the air and just came down wrong.
Field goal try was short. Chris Anderson settles into the backfield now with Martin Houston for Alabama as they take over up on the 35-yard line. And Parker wants to go deep for Palmer. And he caught it. The little man makes things happen. First down, Alabama to Florida 27.
Well, watch this. It's a little hitch and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Kennedy bites, and now it's a foot race. Kennedy really has pretty good coverage, but this ball is thrown perfectly by Barker. 7 of 8, 128 yards for Jay Barker.
Coach got stepped on. 27-yard line. Lassick is back in the lineup for Alabama now. Gators hunker down. They trail by 7. Lassick for the ball. Whoa. A little bit of a move in front of Kennedy. Kennedy got a hind leg as he went by. Otherwise, Lassick might have really stuck it deep. Gain on the play is close to 10 yards. It'll be 9 and second down and short.
He's got a report that Antonio London just got the wind knocked out of him. He'll be back in. Alabama has a sneaky passing attack, Keith. They throw when it's convenient for them, and they don't like to throw 3rd and long.
Give it to the big fullback, Houston. He just pounds in there and gets it down close to the 15, and that will be a first down. First down snap, back to Lassick. Good blocking on the corner. Touchdown, Alabama.
Watch number 11 in blue. That's Patterson, the tackle. Watch the block that he puts on Hanks, number 11, and just drives him back. He's downfield.
Lassick got showing off a little too soon. He almost got caught, but he got it in the end zone. Here's the kick by Proctor. Penalty flag thrown. The kick is good. If there is a penalty, I think it'll come back and quite possibly, well, let's see. Let's just hold on and see. It's against Alabama, so they're going to back them up. Face mask. Houston reached out and got somebody. And if they call it a big one, that's 15 yards.
Foul called against Alabama.
Unusual call. They're going to put some challenge in this one. That'll be Houston, the fullback, up on.
Look to the right side. Number 35 in blue going around. Number 35 grabs him. Right there.
So here's the extra point try now from the 30. That's 40 yards. Here's another penalty flag. That might be an offside against the Gators.
Ball before the snap. False start.
False start by Alabama.
5-yard penalty.
So add another 5 yards. Now you got a 45-yard extra point try.
The longest one maybe in the history of the certainly in the championship game of the SEC. It's the longest.
Well, we know that Proctor's career-long field goal is 47 yards. This is a 45-yard extra point. He just squeezed it over. I mean, that's not even by the hair of your chinny chin chin. That was just a half a whisper. But it's over. And it counts.
And he's a true freshman also. Let's go back to the touchdown. Watch the block out here. Patterson on Hanks as the play is going to go around the right end. That offensive line, all 5 starters on the offensive line returned this year for Alabama.
And it's now 21-7. Alabama leads. The number 2 team in the nation, trying to win their way to the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, trying to win their way into a game against the Hurricanes of Miami. And that it would set up number 1 against number 2. according to the AP poll. Big Al having a time in Birmingham's Legion Field as Alabama goes 66-yard. The big play was the pass, Barker to Palmer.
Big play was the first play.
Yep. Proctor hangs it up over at the 14-yard line to Houston. He's had them all today, and he's wrestled down. Each time, however, he's done a very good job. He's put the Florida Gators up across the 30-yard line again.
The idea is to kick it in the left corner to cut down on the return area that the Gators have. And he's done that every time.
5:06 to play in the third quarter. Sun gone, temperature dropping, but it's dry. First down, Matthews lets it go down the middle, got a tight end there, Keller, and it's a big play to midfield. And first down, Gators move the chains. Alabama has not been able to keep them pinned up on their side of the field of the ball game.
Well, the play action holds the linebackers as the tight end is going to get in behind them. They've run this play successfully. The draw, Rodgers bites on it, and a nice throw by Matthews. Big first down play, gets them moving.
This is Rhett. That little draw up the middle. Worked all day long. That's another first down for Florida.
That play, as you said, Keith, has worked all day long. The wide stuff is no good. Too much speed for Alabama. But if you run upside, inside, the draw and the trap inside has been a very good play.
Rhett now with 50 yards on 17 carries. Lemansky Hall is not on the field right now for Alabama. They miss him. Neither is London. Shane Matthews throws. Pass complete to Randolph. He's taken down at the 32. That's a gain of about 5. The Senior Tour Championship at 4 Eastern Time on ABC Sports, and I'd pay to watch it. Second down and 5. Again, hole over the middle. Man's available, and it's close to a first down to Rhett, the running back, out of the backfield. Good receiver. Sam Shade made the hit.
It's over 110 receptions for Rhett in his career. We get word that Lemansky Hall, Keith, has got a Achilles tendon injury and will not be back the rest of the game.
Gone for the game. Wow.
Yep.
Into the middle on third down and 2. And I don't think he quite reached it. I think it's London who may not. No. London's out there. I've seen
Lemansky
him.
Hall, excuse
Lemansky
me.
Hall.
Lemansky Hall's got the.
Yeah. London's out there.
Well, London's been everywhere. London has been the beneficiary of lining up over the right tackle. That's true freshman Jason Odom, and he's been everywhere today.
Drove the bus. You got the Jacksons up at the top. Jack and Willie. No relation. They throw it to Willie, and it's short, but it's good enough for the first down. See, that's what a man, the head coach was a passing quarterback, Florida's only Heisman winner.
Yep.
He has no fear of going to the short passing game to get his first down.
That's exactly right. When you give him that much room, you can certainly pick it up.
21-7, Alabama leading. 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. The inaugural SEC championship game. Matthews, 21 of 28, 205 yards so far. Young man from Pascagoula, Mississippi, hands it off to Eric Rhett. Running all day, all the way down to the 10 he goes, and it's another first down for Florida. So that handoff to Eric Rhett, the running back, as the quarterback comes back looking pass, it's just been dynamite all day. That's that same
little shovel pass.
Yep.
Eric Rhett, he led the conference in rushing last year. This year he's 5th in rushing and 3rd in receptions. He can do it all.
Ball's down around the 10. There's the same play. He gets loose in the middle. He's inside the 5.
You know, Keith, sometimes the way that play starts is you're just fooling around in practice, and you just go back and you just kind of shovel it to it. Now, that's not when you're running your offense, but maybe when you're running somebody else's plays or something, you're just goofing around, and that's the way some of these things develop.
It certainly worked today. Wow. Into the end zone, touchdown, Florida, Willie Jackson. The Alabama defense looked confused through almost that entire possession by the Gators, and they took it right to the end zone.
It's going to be coming right at you. London 55 on a blitz. It's a little slant from the outside, and Matthews gets it to him on Teague before he gets inside too far.
Judd Davis for the point try. Good.
It's good.
Good drive. Spurrier calling the plays. Matthews and Rhett moving it down there. Here you go down here. He's just going to run a quick little slant as everybody is blitzing, and it's cleared out on the left side. Matthews sees it, one step, and throws it before he gets into the middle linebacker area where he'd be a problem throwing it around the linebacker.
And so welcome back to our little party of anxiety, you Alabama faithful. They had taken a deep breath. But the Gators are resourceful.
Well, the first defense for Gene Stallings, the first team defense for Stallings had only given up 5 touchdowns all year. Now they've given up 2 in almost 3 quarters here to the Gators.
Shane Matthews in that possession, 7 of 7, and accounted for 56 of the yards.
If you can throw the ball, you've got a chance. I mean, they can throw it. They've got an offensive line with 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores. They're missing their center. But if you can throw it, you got a chance.
Down the middle, they still don't want to kick the ball to Palmer. It's bobbled around just a little bit. Picked up by Craig Harris, a fullback. And Harris gets some return out of it up around the 35, 36-yard line. So Bama will have a pretty good starting position. Our crowd for this inaugural championship game today, pretty good. 83,091.
Those 2 rushes on that last drive were key. Those 2 draw plays.
That's not really the Utah shuffle pass either, the shovel pass that we've seen so many times. It's even a little shorter than that, a little quicker.
It's a sister of.
Sister of, yes, cousin at least. All right, Alabama comes up. You've got Sherman Williams in the backfield now for the Tide. Got a pair of fresh legs in there. Parker wants to throw on first down and throws down the pipe. Wembley, and it's too high. Wembley had a half a step on Kennedy, and Kennedy's the man they've been throwing at a lot today.
Yeah, he had a great shot there. Barker's made some great throws today, but this is one he really should have had because he had blitzers come, and watch the guys here as the blitzer going to come. He's going to have man-to-man coverage on the outside with the middle of the field open. Every blitzer is picked up. If he throws that ball more to the inside, he may still be running.
Yep. Wembley is now involved in his 47th regular season game. Little luck at Alabama. Williams, single back. Parker slips, almost falls down, and will go down at about the 36. So that's a bit of an ungainly play there. He apparently was looking for somebody to break free, but no chance.
Well, one of the reasons they rolled him out was to get a little bit more time away from the Florida blitz.
The inside backer had a shot at him, but it was actually Ellis Johnson, the tackle, that got him. David Palmer in this game now has caught 4 balls for 95 yards, which is his career high, and he's at the top of the picture. Parker has to get rid of it in a hurry. Gives it to Williams, and Williams is going to have a first down. I mean, they were blitzing, and he got rid of that ball very well. It was Kevin Carter coming after him.
Well, it's a little screen. Watch the center and maybe the left tackle. Slide to our left. There goes Shields, 51. Now you got 2 linemen out there. They get some pretty good blocks, and you pick up enough for a first down. Nice safe play.
48-yard line. Third quarter is over. 21-14 Alabama. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC station. The football rests at the 48-yard line of Alabama. The Crimson Tide and the white suits. They lead 21-14, and here's your final quarter. Anderson is in the backfield along with Houston. Parker pumps it and lets it go. Palmer's out there. Couldn't quite get it. There was pretty good contact between Palmer and a defender as he turned upfield. Might have been White, and it seemed to interrupt the run.
Well, the same situation. A blitz, man-to-man coverage. It's Hatch. It's going to be a little out this time and a little up. Last time it was a hitch and go.
There's the bump right there. They interrupted.
Hatch doesn't see the ball. Palmer almost makes the play. That's Will White getting over there at the end.
So it's second down and 10 from the 48.
In this league, you can jam them if they're not beyond you.
You got Brown as a wide out now. He's going down the left side. Throw it underneath him to Palmer. And Palmer is caught by White and brought down.
Florida has dominated in the number of plays, second line. Total yardage is about the same. And surprisingly, Alabama is passing for more yardage than they're rushing.
Palmer and Brown come off the field now. And Kevin Lee is in at the top of the picture. He's the speedster.
Got everybody up there for Florida.
Palmer to the sidelines is incomplete. The receiver, Wembley, had slipped and fallen down. He was literally on his hands and knees, and when he came up, the hard ball is thrown through it.
Well, Ron Zook, the defensive coordinator, is putting his corners out on an island with the wide receivers, putting the pressure on the weaker area. There's Zook. He's blitzing, putting his corners, say, you cover these wide guys, and we'll put the pressure on Barker.
In to punt his deal. Duncan is deep. Low kick. Bad kick. Dreadful kick.
Kicking into the wind.
Wind just turned it around and took it right out of bounds. So here's Florida now with very good field position after a 16-yard punt by Deal. And we may have be coming up here on one of those critical possessions. Watch this ball.
Kicked it sideways.
Yeah.
Took one of mine when I was a kid.
Certainly missed the tire, didn't you?
To roll them out there.
All right. Florida's ball, first down from the 31. Shane Matthews steps out of bounds. Up around the 34. Nobody to throw the ball to. Well covered in the secondary. The Alabama defense seemed off balance when Florida on this last possession took it down and scored.
Yep, and Matthews has not made many bad decisions today. He's got a master sending him some plays on the sideline in Spurrier. 24 of 31. He's over 200 and he's right at 230 yards, and he has been the offense. He and Rhett.
Second down and 6. Up the middle comes pressure from Rogers. Matthews gets his pass away. It's thrown away. Incomplete. It was Oden that really broke loose up the middle. Both of them loose.
Number 56, Linebacker inside, linebacker blitz. They're only sending 4, 3 linemen and 1 linebacker, so that's not an all-out blitz.
Alabama doesn't blitz.
No, they don't. They'll send 4 guys. They'll send a linebacker, kind of mix it up, kind of fool you.
Rhett's back in the backfield as a single back. It is 3rd and 6. They've been able to make Matthews move around the last 2 plays, and that's incomplete. That was thrown underneath for Rhett and covered by Chris Donnelly, number 21. Donnelly is the free safety. And so it is 4th down. 21-14. Alabama leads 13:35 to play in the game.
Number 2, David Palmer.
David Palmer going back. Shane Edge will hit it. Antonio Langham fields back, so does Teague. Do some blocking for Palmer. High hanger. Has to go to his knees to make the catch at the 30-yard line. A 35-yard punt, no return, and a timeout. It's a 7-point Alabama lead. The Alabama coach on the left talking to his offensive coordinator, Mal Moore. Steve Spurrier on the right. He is Florida's offensive coordinator. Alabama comes up first down at their own 30-yard line, and Sherman Williams is in the backfield with Houston. Latzik hasn't played in some time. And there's contact.
You know, Alabama, as we'll get the call here. Just wait a minute.
Before the snap. False start. Left guard.
Another one on Alabama. Alabama is playing at home. This is one of their home fields, number 68. The left guard is Wilson. But they're the ones that are making the mistakes, not the visiting team, the Gators. I know that they're for this game they're a home team, but this is the home field for, I think in the last 10 years that Alabama has played football, they've had 28 home games here.
There's a run with Williams, but that will not get it done. It's a 2-yard pickup. There's a crowd of 83,091, and I would suggest to you that at least 60,000 of these people, at least that, probably more like 70,000 are pro Alabama.
Yeah, I would guess that'd be true.
But then why not? It's scarcely an hour drive down the road to Tuscaloosa, and at least half the population of this city has some association with Alabama. Florida shows blitz. They don't. Barker throws down the middle. No. Pratt, Wembley could not come up with it. The pass was low. And let's check in with Jackaroo.
Keith, last night at their team meeting, the Florida Gators were distributed a very special sticker. It says simply, "We believe." And they do believe that they can win this SEC championship game. Another point in this quarter, they've been hanging around showing these to each other and getting very excited on the sidelines. Another point to remember, Keith, in all the years since Steve Spurrier has been head coach, when they've worn the blue jerseys, they're undefeated.
Spurrier was saying last night, too, that the next 5 years, including this one, the championship game is going to be played right here in Birmingham, and they're going to have to come up here and win a game here if they want to win the championship. And this might be the year. It says we got to win a game. Why not this year?
Well, of course, that's just the way he thinks. That's Wembley, the man that tried so hard for the pass. He was shaken up and has to come off the field. And it is 3rd down. And about 13 yards to go. Barker throws to Williams, and he gets whipsawed pretty good. I think about 7 Gators hit him before they were finally through, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Gators are selling out to stop the run. So if you're going to beat us, Alabama, you've got to do it through the air.
And I'm a long way from the field, I understand that, but you just sort of get the feeling that it's Florida that's gaining a little move here.
Well, they still have to go against the best defense in the country.
Monty Duncan waiting. They should get pretty good field position out of this. Deal last time just jerked one out of bounds for 16 yards, so he needs a good one here. Well, he didn't get that one either. Pretty bad kick. Didn't get much of a roll. Florida is going to have the football first down at their own 47-yard line. That was a 21-yard punt. And tomorrow on ABC Sports. First down. And they put that ball up close to the midfield when they finally marked it. It's the best starting position of the ball game for Florida. That catch is made by Willie Jackson. And the Gators get 9 on the play, and it's second and short coming up, and Alabama's got a problem right now.
Well, there's no question that Shane Matthews and the Florida offense are on a roll. Not only that, but their special teams for Alabama, the punter, has been having problems the last 2 punts.
16 yards and 21 yards. And Florida is at least on the front step, if not near in the front porch. The nickel defense package is in there. They throw it short underneath to Rhett out of the backfield, and that's a first down for the Gators at the Alabama 36-yard line. 11:23 to play in the game.
Well, let's just
21-14 Alabama.
Just mention to you folks who are watching out there whether or not you think they may go for 2. If there is a tie, and Spurrier and Stallings are well aware of this, there is a playoff. They put the ball on the 25-yard line, give each team 1 possession, and whoever scores the most points wins the game.
This is Rhett running the ball over the left side, picking up 3 on the carry. And with the tiebreaker that has been used in the other divisions of play in the NCAA, Division 1A is the only one of the divisions or groupings in college football that does not have a playoff rule in force. And I think they should. So, but the coaches don't want it. 32-yard line. We've had 14 ties this year involving Division 1A schools. Back to Rhett, back to Matthews, back to Rhett. And it works for 9 yards. Now make it 5 yards.
Stop made by number 73, Jeremy Nunley.
Little toss, little hand back.
5-yard gain.
Now they bring out the DBs and put in the LBs with Rogers and Oden going back into the backfield.
3rd and short, not a bad time to throw.
3rd and 1. Rhett's got 10 catches now in the ball game.
You got single coverage out here.
They give it to Rhett, swing him outside. He's got the first down. They got him out there in a position where only Donnelly had a shot at him, and he couldn't handle him. And he gets the first down.
One of the reasons that this play is successful is the block right out here, the wide receiver on the corner. You got a tight end over there. He gets a hook block. Now the wide receiver gets his man down, and it's the free safety Donnelly that has to come over and knock him out.
First down, Florida. The ball at the Alabama 23. Willie Jackson in motion. There's your flag. They got Alabama in the neutral zone. Throw the ball to Keller, the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds at the 17. I think the center saw Eric Curry in the neutral zone and snapped the ball.
Melvin Miller, please come to the press box. Melvin Miller.
It's offside against Alabama.
Alabama offside on the last play.
So the center alert to things. Of course, he's alert to a lot of things. David Swain, a sophomore offensive lineman, University of Florida, the Honda Scholar Athlete Award winner this week. Brought to you by American Honda. Proud to support amateur athletics. David honors as an academic SEC team member for the past 2 seasons. 3.11 GPA in civil engineering. Honda presenting a check for $3,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Florida. Took the ball at the 18. 1st and 5. Matthews to the end zone for Willie Jackson. Incomplete. Out of bounds.
Looked like a little pushing to me down there.
Well, Tommy Johnson had the coverage on him.
Here's Willie Jackson, the leading receiver on this club. Watch Jackson.
Yeah, he pushed him off.
Yeah. That's a good call, too. A good call.
Well, I'm going to watch the feet, which means I don't necessarily see the hands.
Yeah, well, that's true. And I think the official may have been blocked out because he was on the other side.
Yep. 2nd and 5. Pressure runs him out of there. Antonio London after him. Pass is caught. Willie Jackson at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Florida.
Well, Matthews makes the play. It's a zone coverage. Now, he just hangs. He knows he's open. He just hangs. He says, hey, I don't have to go anywhere. Just drift a little bit the same way Matthews is going. Matthews makes the play. Buying time.
1st and goal from the 2. Rhett at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a half a yard. Michael Rogers, 52.
Spurrier in the back of his mind. You're using up some plays down here. Now, if he's going to go for 2 points after this score, the same plays he's calling now may be that 2-point play. So he may be using up his 2-point play just to get it in.
2nd down and goal. Rhett. Touchdown.
To play.
Here's the point. So big. Judd Davis. Got it. 21-21 tie with 8:09 to play in the game. Curry ran right by him. Just a little juke, and he went right past him. And they got a problem right now because Florida has come storming back from 21-7 down to tie them at 21.
And Florida matches up much better against Alabama than they did last week against FSU. FSU was explosive, and Florida just couldn't handle it.
Palmer creeping up. He's trying to get him involved in it. Now they pitch it back to Sherman Williams, a running back, and he's coming around. Nobody to help him over there. So it was a good idea, but there was nobody on this side of the field to help him, and down he goes at the 33.
Let's go back. Now watch the line. The line is going to slant. Go ahead and run it. The line is going to slant. Curry is going to be upfield, way upfield, and Rhett is going to cut inside of him.
Derek Lassick is back in the ball game at running back. He's well rested. Blitz coming. They've got him at the 23-yard line, and it's Carlton Miles making the hit. Number 31. Well, he came free like a runaway truck.
If you're going to throw, first down is the best down. But Zook, the coordinator, is blitzing on first down. Alabama is out of their element. Their running game has been stopped, and they're forced to throw the football.
Down goes Parker again. This time it is Ellis Johnson, a defensive tackle, that makes the hit all the way back on the 15-yard line. They've got to go to the 43 to get the first down, so they got 3rd and 28 coming up.
Florida lost their entire defensive line. Mentioned earlier, 6 of their 7 top defensive linemen are gone because of injury, graduation, academics, whatever. And this is a very young defensive line.
Now what's building up here? Alabama's backing up. Their punter has had 2 dreadful kicks, 16 and 21 yards. Florida defense is about to hand over to the Florida offense. A huge opportunity unless Alabama can come up with a big play here. And they won't do it as Parker was able to get rid of the ball, but he was under siege. So here's what they were looking for. The Florida defense certainly doing its job. 6:25 to play in the game. Well, right now at least, Walter Mitty lives.
And old Mo is wearing a blue jersey.
Pressure's on Deal. Well, he didn't get it again. And he gets a bad bounce. And it's barely across the 40-yard line. So Deal has hit 3 bad punts in a row. 16, 21, and 26. And Florida is knocking on the door trying to untie it in the 4th quarter. New SEC single-season record, all-time SEC passer, tied Dan Marino with 74 touchdown passes in his career. From the 41, puts it up high, incomplete, intended for tight end Keller. The Alabama defense has got to stand up right here.
Well, it's the best against the best. Matthews holds 14 SEC records and 45 Florida records, and you're going against the #1 defense in the country.
A lot of people didn't think they could put 21 points on the board, but they have. 2nd down and 10. Houston in motion. Hand it off to Rhett. They don't stop him, but they at least slowed him down that time. It was interesting that Curry and Copeland were both at deep penetration, but they were both a fraction late in getting there, and he ran right by them.
The Alabama defense has only allowed one other team to score more than 11 points. That was Mississippi State.
It is 3rd down and 7 for Florida. The ball is on the Alabama 37. Passes away, and it is incomplete, and it was Eric Curry. This time he didn't miss. He's been running by people all day, but this time he unloaded.
5 men this time rushing for Alabama. And there's nobody downfield open. He just throws it away.
Might want to know that Eric Curry received his degree in criminal justice last August.
It's a Prop 48. Came to Alabama, had to sit out a year.
Yeah, Prop 48. He graduated a year early.
Yep.
5:27 to play in the game. 21-21 tie as Florida has to punt it. It bounces, it bounces, it bounces beyond the goal line. But just barely. I want to tell you, Shane Edge was within a whisker of putting that thing out dead in Coffin Corner. Your game summary. Look down at the bottom. The last 3 have been 16, 21, and 26. Always, it seems, in tough ball games, that kicking game gets involved, doesn't it? Lassick is the single back, has the ball. Skates around, looks for daylight, finds 2 yards.
Alabama comes in, averaging 216 yards rushing and only 150 passing. Their strength is on the ground, and that's where they got to go back to. Here's what they've done tonight. Alabama, 154 yards passing and only 93. Florida has successfully stopped them on the ground.
That's the first carry Lassick's had since the middle of the 3rd quarter. He finds some daylight. A whole lot of it. First down, Alabama. Out out at the 47-yard line. And Lassick seems, well, he's all right. He's wobbled and will come out of the game.
You go back to your strength. Miles, 31, was blitzing, but he was picked up again by Houston. And the strength is their running game.
He came off holding his midsection.
May have fallen, knocked the wind out of him.
Anderson's in there right now, and they get Anderson behind the line of scrimmage. 57 makes the play for Florida. That's the second big play of the second half for Kevin Carter. Lassick has 113 yards now for Alabama on 18 carries and 2 touchdowns. 4 minutes coming up on the game clock in a 21-21 tie. And wouldn't it be something if we did have to use the tiebreaker? The loss on the play puts the ball back inside the 44 where it's second down and 13. Barker throws, Palmer catches, out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, here's a look at Palmer. Releases inside of Groh. He's going to get up on White, number 2.
Never had possession.
I don't know. That was slow motion, but
when he hits, he's out.
That was very close.
Third down.
Very close.
Alabama has 2 timeouts remaining. Florida all 3 of theirs. That ball sailed. Wembley was coming across the middle, and the ball just came out of Barker's hands and sailed away into the dark of the night. In comes the kicking team. And Deal comes on the field. Now Brian brings a heavy, heavy burden with him.
His confidence level can't be very high.
Can't be.
He is kicking into some wind.
Well, you get into this, you just simply have to ignore wind and just think only of mechanics. You must really lock yourself down if you're the mechanics of it. And that's much better. Duncan with a fair catch ball back around the 21-yard line. And at 3:25 to go in the ball game, it's a 21-21 tie, a 35-yard punt. But first, let's settle this one, and it's a cracking good one as Matthews goes back and throws. Intercepted by Langham. He's on his way. Touchdown, Alabama. The big play to start the win against the old foe Auburn a week ago on Thanksgiving Day, and steps up tonight. Matthews telegraphed that one, however. Alabama has 59 interceptions over the last 36 games. So they've got some pretty talented people in that secondary. And here's Proctor for the point try. Good. At 3:16 to play in the game, Alabama back to the lead, 28-21. And Steve Spurrier looks crushed.
Here's Langham here. Watch, the receiver is just going to go down and run a curl. Langham with good vision all the way. He's got safety help deep. He reads the quarterback, jumps in front of him. His second interception returned for a touchdown this year. There you look at the receiver. Now, Langham has deep help. He can gamble for this short pass. This is his 6th interception of the year, his 12th career interception, and his 3rd touchdown. 2 on interception returns and 1 on a punt return.
And it's the first turnover of the ball game. it's up to the Gators. They were down at one time by 14 points. Now they got to come back again.
No pressure. Just makes a great play. And you need to know this. Langham, the corner, and Teague, the other corner, came in leading the SEC in interceptions. And when you have big play corners, you better make sure you know where they're at before you throw out there on them.
High hanging kick in the wind, very short. Rolling around. Very effective for Alabama as Houston came up and covered it after it had hit one of the Florida players when it bounced and put it down on the 22. Now here's Spurrier calling the plays.
Alabama is second in the nation in turnover margin. They are now plus 17. Florida, on the other hand, is last in the conference in giving the ball away at minus 11.
From the 22, first down for the Gators. 3 wideouts. Matthews pass on the fingertips of Willie Jackson and good out at the 40. That's a first down. Florida with all 3 of its timeouts remaining.
Plenty of time.
Put it on the 39-yard line. Where he stepped out of bounds. First down. 3:07 to play in the game. 28-21, Alabama. Pass too high for the tight end, Greg Keller, Jr. out of New Orleans. Trying to go home New Year's night.
Spurrier has been outstanding. 6 years in college football as a head coach. He's had a quarterback lead the conference 5 of the 6 years in passing.
Batted in the air. Almost intercepted by Alabama. Michael Rogers. Ball was batted very high, touched by another Alabama man, and finally Rogers caught it.
The Alabama defense stepping up and taking control of the game. They can't get there, but Odom, 56, gets his hand on it.
Rogers caught it.
And Rogers interception. There's Odom.
And it's first down, Alabama. Florida, 48-yard line, 2:52 to play. Lassick is back. Runs into the stack. And there's nothing there. I talked with Gene Stallings the other day when I was down in Tuscaloosa about when can you break a quarterback's heart? When can you break a team's heart? Take away their will. And he said then, I don't think you can, that bunch that's coming up from Gainesville, and he may be right. We'll see.
Right there is a tip and a big play. You know, you never know when you're going to be involved in one, and that one, Odom, big turnover.
But there's 2:37 left to play. It is second down and 10 for Alabama. He may get it one more time. Too, and he's close to it. In fact, I think he's got a first down. Whoa, if he's got a first down, that'll be huge. At 2.5 minutes to play.
41 is a linebacker. Robinson lined up outside, and a gutsy call.
He got the ball in the wrong arm, too.
Yeah, and he has the presence of mind not to go out of bounds.
Ed Robinson, the inside linebacker, junior of Phoenix Springs, Florida, is the man who is hurt hope Ed's all right. He's huffing and puffing a bit. If Alabama wins, they'll have 681 victories in their illustrious history. That's just one behind Texas. And Texas is back of Notre Dame. Notre Dame is behind Michigan, the all-time winner, at 730. The ball rests at the Gators' 36-yard line. It is a first down for Alabama. And 2:18 to play in the game. Classic will lose a little. Marquette Oliver was the first one to get there, number 8. Florida spends another timeout. They've got one remaining. Now, if Alabama wins, here is the probable bowl scenario. And I say probable and put it in caps. USF&G sugar, we told you about it. Georgia would go to the citrus against Ohio State, and John Cooper's been reconfirmed as the coach of the Buckeyes.
Good for him. Should have happened a long time ago.
Fiesta will get Syracuse and either Colorado or Nebraska. If Nebraska can beat Kansas State in Tokyo, then they will go to the Orange Bowl. And that would put them in the Orange Bowl against Notre Dame. Florida then will go to the Gator Bowl against NC State. And Texas A&M would play Florida State in the Cotton Bowl. But Shane Matthews might say, we're not ready to concede.
What's that? The Cuba sugar, huh?
Sugar. Sugar on the field.
No sugar.
It'll be second down and 12.
And all of the Gators are up, blitzing, trying to stop the run.
Palmer swinging it around. Cut it back into traffic. Didn't feel like he had any room to run outside. Might have if he kept going that way. Another Gator is down and hurt on the play, and they'll take time here. David Palmer got it back about to the original line of scrimmage. 1:49 remaining in the ball game. Right now, with 1:49, David Palmer steps in at quarterback for Alabama. Little option action here. Run around, kill some time. Penalty flag down, and Palmer comes around the country. I think that might be a late flag because I see a 0 on the 25-second clock. They might have burned it.
Looked to me like the Gators may have jumped offside.
Could be that too.
Ball before the snap. False start. Offense. Still third down. Hold the clock 5 seconds.
I think the right guard was moving. Stevenson was moving on that. Pulled the defensive man.
Alabama's third down conversions have not been very good tonight. They're 2 out of 12. But the thing that is most precious of all right now for Florida is time. There's only 1:44 left.
Well, they need a turnover.
Yep.
They need to knock the ball loose.
Third down and 15. Barker is back at quarterback. Give it to Lassick.
Get through there.
And they finally get a hold of a leg and drag him down at about the 36, and that's where this possession started, and Kevin Carter makes the tackle. And the clock is now running at 1:30 and counting, and Florida has run out of timeouts. They have none left. They can't stop the clock anymore with a timeout. And so it looks kind of grim for the Gators, who put up a noble effort. They played well. They come storming back against the
They really
nation's
played
top
well,
defense.
Keith. And as Spurrier was telling us yesterday, he really thought that this was going to be a down year, kind of a hump year. He was 8-3. He lost 6 of his 7 defensive linemen. He lost 4 of his 5 offensive linemen. And when you don't have the horses up front, then you're looking at a rebuilding year. He went 8-3 coming into this ball game on a hump year. Look out for the Gators in the future.
Deal is on the field, a punt for Alabama. We've now gone inside a minute at 57 seconds. Deal's last effort was a much better 35-yarder. 5-yard penalty against Alabama for burning the clock.
Well, the thing here,
I don't care about
Florida's got to go after a block. They are last in the conference in punt returns, so they really have no hope of returning a punt for a touchdown, maybe blocking one.
This is a circumstance where you'd kind of like to have the punter say to the center, can you snap it an extra 5 yards? Good snap, pressure's on, he gets it out, it's a good kick.
Anything over the line would be a good kick in this situation.
That's right. Todd downs it back inside the 10 at the 9. And Florida will get the ball back with 45 seconds remaining. And no timeouts. Can you imagine how hard it is to go 11-0 in the Southeastern Conference and then win a championship game on top of it?
Yep. Ooh. And this has been like a playoff game. Well, you know, it really has.
Penalty flag, pass is away, and the pass is incomplete. But there's a flag thrown way back up the field as the pass was intended for Willie Jackson. Ron Gilbert. What do they have? 12, 13 people out on the field.
12 players participating.
Illegal.
Defense results in a penalty. First down.
Had an extra man out there.
Yeah. It's kind of ironic too that Shane Matthews has been the guy to move the Gators and keep them in the ball game, and it was one of his throws that is the difference right now.
Yeah, that's very true.
But an outstanding career, and if he can get one here, he's pulling something out of his hat.
38 seconds. Pass is incomplete up the sideline. Aubrey Hill, a sophomore from Miami, was running right down the chalk and couldn't get it on the sideline. Now, 30 seconds.
If Stallings' defense ends the season #1 in all the defensive categories that they are right now, they would only be the second team ever to finish the season #1 in every defensive category. Oklahoma did it in '86.
Matthews launches a rocket. Intercepted and then dropped. Looked like Johnson was going to get away with it. And then it looked for a second like Trey Everett might steal it. But neither could get it.
This ball goes through his hands.
Yes, it did. Right through it.
And could have been caught by Everett.
Oh.
I mean, would that have been something or what? Because he was behind everybody at that point.
Third down. For Willie Jackson, it is incomplete. A fierce collision between Lingham and Jackson.
But they're doing the right thing. I mean, they're giving it a chance. I mean, you're down by 7. You need to score. You got no timeouts, and the clock's against you. You've got to do these types of things, and you're going to get punished.
15 seconds. Fourth down. In comes Duncan with a play. Sugar Bowl on the line. That's incomplete. It'll be Alabama's ball. They have to snap it 9 seconds after the incomplete forward pass. Matthews finishes 30 of 49, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a trainload of quarterback records. He came to Gainesville from Pascagoula, Mississippi.
If the Gators were to have a chance, Shane Matthews had to lead them, and he did.
This should do it. Alabama wins the inaugural Southeastern Conference Championship game by a score of 28-21.